I suppose I'll come out of retirement for another one of these challenge guide things. Today it will be MG Master. Should be a smaller one. We've already tackled some of the behemoth tough challenges of this game, leaving stuff like MG Master behind. I realize this may not be the toughest challenge and people may not have a need for a guide, but it isn't the easiest challenge either, and I have learned several things about it that you might want to know while going for it, and about mounted guns in general, such as the best techniques for getting on the gun, exactly what counts for the challenge and what doesn't, which maps have them, and which mounted gun you should be using for the best chance. Things like that. And you can see in the title, I also wanted to bring to your attention Flying Circus and Sneaky Snake. Not that there really needs to be a guide for them, they're very straightforward, I just wanted to mention them, and I might as well get them out of the way now. These are two challenges they added along with the Winter Crash and Hardpoint and all those challenges, and they require you to get prone knife kills and mid-air knife kills. This is usually pretty hard to pull off when the enemy is aware of you and moving around, so these are two more challenges you should just keep in the back of your mind, so if you run into an oblivious camper, consider getting one of these. It's much easier to go for a jumping knife kill if they're standing up, so it's advisable to do that when you can, and go for the prone knife kill if they're crouching or prone. But you should know there's actually a prestige challenge for mid-air knife kills that you unlock at prestige 18. You need 50 for jump slasher and 100 for Flying Circus. I feel like they probably forgot about jump slasher here when they made Flying Circus. Anyway, if you get up to 50 mid-air knife kills, you may as well hold off doing any more of those and only go for your prone knife kills until you unlock the prestige challenge jump slasher, so that you can complete them both at the same time, if you plan to prestige that far, of course. Anyway, these challenges are just another couple that I recommend you add to your mental list of things you should try to do on campers and AFK people over time. At the top of that list should be the Think Fast challenges if you haven't done them yet. Did a full guide on those already. Then I think you should consider these knifing challenges, and then at the bottom would just be going for a headshot for your camo progress, because those aren't too difficult to come by. Or should I say at the very bottom of the list would be doing none of those things, panicking because you think they're aware of you, and shooting them in the body. Anyway, that's just a pair of challenges I wanted to bring to your attention because it's a good one to start early. But on to the main topic, MG Master, requiring you to get a 5 kill streak on a mounted machine gun. In this game, those are the mounted SAW turrets that appear on the following 5 maps on screen. I think I got them all, although I will point out, to future-proof the video, the map Chinatown has one as well, but that is DLC and isn't in the remaster right now. I don't know if they will remaster the DLC, it seems like something obvious for them to do, but the DLC maps aren't exactly loved that much. A lot of mixed feelings on like Broadcast, and of course then there's Creek. Ugh, sorry if you love Creek. I'll cover which maps and positions I think are best in a bit, but before that some more general stuff like how to best mount the gun, because there is a good and bad technique. You will often be putting yourself in a vulnerable position on one of these guns, loudly announcing where you are in a spot where somebody can shoot you from an angle that you can't even reach with the mounted gun, so you'll want to be able to hop off and immediately take cover when you're under fire. To do that, do not simply walk up to the gun and enter it that way. You should first go prone or be in some other safer location when you enter the gun, because when you hop off, you will be returned to exactly where you were when you got on. So if you were prone and a meter away from the window when you enter the gun, that's where you'll go back to when you hop off. Much better than standing in the window. You might think you could try to exploit that if you go prone facing backwards, so that maybe if someone's coming up behind you, you could hop off and immediately be facing them. That would be a pretty crazy trick, but that doesn't work too well. If you hop on and off like this, you do still face the same way, and for some reason if you move really quickly and then hop off, same thing. But if you spend a longer time looking around and moving more slowly, like you would if you were actually using the gun, your view will be adjusted when you hop off the gun, just so you know, some weird mechanics there. So the direction you're looking can change, but your positioning is important. Anyway, if you don't go prone, at the very least it's good to stand a bit away from the window or wherever the gun is. Just don't walk right up to it, so that when you exit, if you're getting shot at, you won't be stuck in the exact same spot you were just taking all that damage in the window. You can kind of teleport away. So your position before hopping on the gun is a good thing to keep in mind, especially for building up a kill streak for this challenge, but even never mind the challenge, you may want to use these guns in your regular gameplay. They are really good. I said it was a mounted SAW, and that's how they made it look, but this is no average SAW. This thing doesn't deal flat 30 damage. It deals 130 down to 90 at a crazy fire rate with no recoil and infinite ammo, and it punches through walls like paper, so it can be a great tool to hop on, fire off some rounds, and then back off before somebody hunts you down for using it. And yes, I know, they're very good at taking down helicopters with that crazy high damage, and I knew that back when making the helicopter video, but I was stupid and didn't think I should include it, because the video was already quite long, and these mounted guns are very situational. I wanted to give strategies that were applicable on every map and in every situation. But yes, if you're on a map where you can aim at a helicopter with one of these, do it for sure. Anyway, for this challenge, unfortunately you have to stick around on the gun a bit longer than is safe to do so. People often hunt you down, which is what can make it a little bit tough. I'll just randomly throw in that hardcore isn't a good idea, only really makes things harder. Your gun is already so powerful that the lowered health is only helping other people take you out. I guess I got off to a decent start here, but the guy who was in the building with me failed to protect me. Yeah, all his fault. Well, next thing you need to know is what exactly counts towards the challenge and what doesn't. Well, here's what doesn't count. First example, getting 4 kills with whatever weapon, and then getting your 5th kill to earn your airstrike with a mounted gun. No, that's how some weapon kill streak challenges have worked in some games like Advanced Warfare, but in this you do need to get all 5 kills with the MMG. What also does not count is getting 5 MMG kills in one life if they are interrupted by a different kill. So for example, if you get 3 MMG kills, then you turn around and kill someone behind you with the irregular weapon, then you hop back on for 2 more MMG kills, that does not count because you broke your streak. So that leads us to what does count, quite simply, 5 MMG kills in a row in one life. No huge mystery there, that is pretty much what the challenge tells you to do. I'm basically just saying I couldn't find a workaround, although maybe there is one and I'm being a moron. Might want to look for that pinned comment to doom. Anyway, one thing you can do is hop off the gun to avoid damage and get back on, so long as you don't get any other types of kills in the meantime, like don't hop off to call in an airstrike or a helicopter. A kill with one of those could break your streak. That's also important to know because it means you can't attempt anything like protecting your position with Claymores. That's not a good idea because getting a Claymore kill will reset your MMG streak, basically the same as dying. With all that hopefully accurate information out of the way, like I will admit, I only gathered that from the limited testing I could do while earning the challenge. I'm trying to imagine what the big fail could be with this challenge, like maybe somebody finds out, actually, helicopter kills while you're on the mounted gun actually do count towards the streak for the challenge. I don't think so, though. Now let's finally go through all the mounted guns available to us and pick which ones are the best ones. First of all, here's the Chinatown mounted gun. A decent one, but I won't spend any time here because I have no guarantees this map will ever even be in the game. On Ambush there are 2, but they're both pretty bad. They kind of mirror each other in the back corners of the map. The traffic through here is terrible because if you get here, your team probably controls the spawning for that half of the map, and you're likely to spend the whole game waiting here, getting a couple kills, but eventually getting hunted down when an enemy realizes you aren't moving from that mounted gun. There's one on Overgrown in this window, and I want to say it's a bad one because it doesn't overlook very much, and after you get a couple kills, someone's probably going to come back with their M40 and pre-fire your window. That said, this gun is very good at clearing out the second floor of that building you're looking at. You don't even need to see anyone, just pull one of these cheap asshole maneuvers and everyone in there is probably going to die. And as much as I want to label this a crappy gun, the spawning seems to often work in your favor to get you many kills if you're quick enough to kill the snipers, and I did go on a couple big ridiculous kill streaks with it one time, although I think that was mostly because of Christmas noobs. This strange 20 kill streak that I really didn't deserve was recorded a day after Christmas. Now, the award for most forgettable mounted gun goes to Pipeline. For some reason, people forget this gun is here, but it does overlook a very central area of the map. I could see you making it 5 kills here, but I've never really used it and can't speak for how good it is. And Pipeline is another sniper-heavy map, so you could easily get shot from a rooftop anywhere. Now we come to Downpour, which has 2 of them. I don't think this gun is all that great. I rarely use it, but this one is quite good. You're pretty exposed out here, but the walls are all so thin you can spray through them and often rack up easy, cheap newbie kills. I got 1 streak from this spot and it didn't seem too difficult, but I rarely use the guns on this map for some reason. I just never bother climbing the stairs. Finally, we come to Backlot, where for some reason I've earned a massively disproportionate amount of my MG Master Challenge. Aside from the 2 on Overgrown and the 1 on Downpour, everything else has been on Backlot, as well as a ton of near misses. This gun overlooks a ton of the map, and if you get the kills fast enough here, you can make it work, but I don't really recommend this one as much. You're very exposed to the spawn area on the right because the gun doesn't reach over there, and you're exposed to the spawn on the left too in a way because people can easily throw grenades or run up the stairs behind you from there, but it can work. Like right here, I was lucky enough to get the first 4 kills very quickly. A teammate luckily protected my left flank, then some oblivious guy walked through the middle to give me my 5th. But I recommend, above all the other ones, this gun right here. The only spot you really have to worry about is the second floor of that building we were just on. You can't reach that from here, but you can check to see if someone is there and drop off the gun to hide for a second if you need to. I've been able to easily rack up a quick 5 kills with this gun many times. Off the spawn, if you spawn on this side, you can often get a few at the start of the game. There's a headquarters location in the building downstairs. You could be defending that. At the beginning of Sabotage, the bomb is right in the middle of the street there, or just generally in a domination or team deathmatch. Every time I hop on this thing, it seems like there are a couple targets to shoot at right off the bat, and then a few more oblivious people come back to challenge me with their MP5 or whatever and get fed right into this beast of a weapon that just shreds people. This gun right here is my favorite. When the map comes up, I recommend you give this one a try if you're struggling, but like I said at the beginning, MG Master isn't exactly competing for toughest challenge in the game. It can take some time, but is not too bad overall to get 10 of them, and hopefully with all this extra information we went through, you now both know more about the MMGs in this game and about the challenge itself, and it should be a piece of cake. That's all for these challenges. Thanks for watching. I will catch you next time.